gold diggers, but that's the exception. I'm the rule. Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke ass.
What up, everyone? Thank you for coming back to my channel. As usual, I do appreciate it. So, I wanted to ask a question related to this video. As a black man, growing up here, grew up in the South, grew up in a black neighborhood, I used the word nigga as much as anyone else that grew up in similar circumstances as myself. Running the streets, I mean, everyone was a nigga. Whether it be in a good way, like my nigga, or a bad way, like pussy nigga. Just used it. I mean, it was common. I was not around very many white people, so I cannot say that I heard white people use it, but heard them a lot. I did know some white people, a couple handful white guys that were, involved in street stuff as well, and they used it too. And the black people that were around them, including myself, never really checked them on it. Now, this was, late 90s, early 2000, my teens. And really it was kind of, at least to in my surroundings, because I know everyone has had different experiences in their life pertaining to different things, including this word. So just speaking about my personal experience, no one really had an issue with it. And unless a white person said like the hard R, like then it really didn't seem like it didn't come across as anything racial. It was just kind of understood that these white boys were a part of the culture. They were in the street. Their pants were sagging. They were wearing Jordans. Some of them had gold teeth, So I have to be honest, I've never looked at white people using nigga with the A at the end the same way that black people do. I've never looked at that as racially like attacking or insensitive even, because realistically only white people that were a part of the culture used it, at least out in the open. And that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about in private. So this young lady, this happened like a week and a half ago or so, got a lot of backlash for coming on. Now, obviously, she was searching for this sort of backlash. She didn't do this unintentionally. This was not an accident. She said that on purpose, trying to maybe go viral or troll or win the approval of a certain group. I don't know. But it made me think, even now, older, and I've heard a lot of different perspectives on different people using the word nigga. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I personally don't see why we as black people get offended when a person of another group uses the word in the same way that we use it. If we don't get offended at each other for calling each other the same word. So I just don't see why. And I've heard people say, we've taken the power back from that word. Tupac had like an acronym for it. But I mean, realistically, at least in my head, if a word is derogatory, if it's an insult, then why is it an endearing term? Or is it not really considered an insult if I say it to a black person as opposed to if a white person or a non-black person says it in general, not even to a black person? This young lady didn't. I mean, the word nigga, typically, when you hear that word, you think of a black male. But nowadays, especially, even more so, nigga is like saying male. You're talking more so about a male. Here in South Florida, man, Cubans, if you run into some Cubans that are into hip hop, you will hear them say nigga more than blacks say nigga. And they don't mean it. A lot of times they're talking to another Cuban. They're not even talking to a black person, and they're calling this other Cuban nigga. White people that are in the culture that use the word, they'll call another white dude nigga. What's up, my nigga? All sorts of other people use this word because they listen to rap, because they whatever. And they don't necessarily mean, oh, this is an insult to you, black person, you black male, you black woman. I just don't get why we would safeguard an insult for ourselves. Like, oh, we are the only ones that can insult each other with this word. And really, it's not an insult when we say it to each other unless we put pussy in front of the word, or fuck nigga, or bitch ass nigga. But if I say, oh, my nigga, then it's all good. It's just too confusing to make sense. I would not justify the use of the word, period. Okay, if the word is an insult, then we should all not use it. Okay, so for example, if there's a Jewish insult, which I know what one is, I'm not gonna say it. But if that word were to be spoken by a Jew to another Jew, it wouldn't be funny. It wouldn't be received as like, oh, well, you can say it to me because you're Jewish, but like a German can't say it. No, none of them say that. You never hear. I guess maybe there could be some Jewish comedy where the word comes up, but I doubt it. And so that's honestly my stand on the word nigga. If it's such a bad word, then we should all get rid of it. If there's an understanding that there's a way that the word can be used which is not racial, then it's not racial. At least in my mind, to anyone. But I'm only one person. I'm not saying I'm right, I'm just giving my perspective on it. I understand that some people will be very sensitive to that. I just happen to not be one of them. But I would love to know what you all think. Let me know how you feel about this. Let me know how you feel about the young lady that said it. Let me know how you feel about my commentary on it, my perspective. Let me know how you grew up, what you think. I'm very interested. Thank you for coming back and listening to my video, coming back to my channel. As always, I do appreciate it. Until next time, let's stay safe so we can stay free.